This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clueless Day Trading Frank. It's approximately 8:09 p.m. I'm actually fashionably early given the fact that I said 8:15 p.m. But when you have three dogs and three cats in the house, everyone needs food, everyone needs a walk, just the way that every trader needs to be walked. On that note, welcome. It's February 25th, 2020, 8:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a strategic um, I shouldn't say critical, but a very important webinar. Normally I do it on Wednesdays, but it's happening on Tuesday evening because of the craziness that's happening in the markets right now, just to help all of you guys. On that note, full disclosure, this is purely for financial education, not for any solicitation or advice. The session will be recorded, uploaded to YouTube. And of course, before YouTube, you guys get a link to go to webinar, which you can click, as you all know by now, and you can listen to it at your own time, hopefully before the market starts tomorrow. Second note, which I always have to push and promote, is the Instagram channel. I put out the phenomenal return, which was actually less than what the return was. The return was actually 1,000% from 35 cents to almost $4.70 or more. But I sold a little bit early, then I got back into it, is Moderna, MRNA. And I hope all of you made money on it. And those are the type of stock that you need to have real size. That's what we call positioning. You have to wait a little bit, you have to be patient, and then bang, it just goes. The same thing. Gilead's not as fast as Moderna, but that's just the way it goes. All right? I'm just letting you know. Every stock, every option has its own characteristic, just the way as every human does, and you have to know it. That's it. And as time goes on, you get a feeling about it, and you know it, and just the way it is. You get the vibe, you get the feel. Like they say, do you feel me? Well, don't feel me, feel the charts. All right. So let's move on. So we are a couple of broad points, not that I'm just reiterating the obvious. We all know we are going through an extremely, extremely heavily volatile time. It is not something new. It has happened quite a few times over the past couple of years. And what we do as technical traders, we try to look at past pattern symmetry. There's many facets to technical trading. It is not a perfect science. It's like art appreciation. It's like going to the Met, looking at Salvador Dali, looking at David Hockney, looking at Miro, looking at all these different artists, and everyone has their own views and their own style about what they're doing. So technical charting is quite similar to that, but there are some basic rules that we follow. So at certain times, we always look at the indicators, of course, but indicators can get oversold and more oversold and more oversold, and then bang, it just turns. Now, there are two things that happen with any trader as they've done this for a long time is conviction. And conviction simply means like, what you expect to happen, what you believe. Comes from what? Can somebody tell me? Like,
Experience?
yes. Thank you so much. That's the exact word I was looking for. It's called experience, and experience is more enjoyable when you do what? You answer the question. Experience comes from what? This is so important to our mental philosophy about how we trade. What?
Don't
Experience
think
comes.
emotionally and look at technicals, I guess.
No. You're getting like too just like if I was Oprah Winfrey, and consider me Oprah Winfrey, okay? So if I asked you, so what really made you happy in life, and you said, well, my child, my husband, my dog, and most importantly, money. So experience is most enjoyable when you make money, right? And when it comes to business, right? So we're not talking about like having your first child and stuff. I have one son, so like that's the way it goes. So the bottom line is yes. So conviction comes from my experience of doing this for a long time. I've taken a lot of big lumps. By the way, can you guys see? I'm trying to see here. Why is this? You can see the dates, right, at the bottom?
Yes, we can.
Okay, because it's kind of cut off like at the bottom. So anyway, experience comes from making money, losing money. That also teaches you experience. And so this is what I'm looking at. Okay. And I've gone through a bunch of these. It's never very comfortable, but as I've gone through more and more, I'm actually doing very well. I'm freaking happy today because I was very much in the green for a bunch of trades that I did. And I reduced positions on the trades or didn't have any positions in the tech stocks that were down 20, 30 bucks. So saying all that, I'm not here to tell you what I did, and I'm here to just explain like what is going on. So these are the previous pattern symmetries going back to April of last year. You can see that. So I just rounded it up. And every single time there were 600 to 1,000 point drops in the market. This one is very severe. Now, there are two ways to look at life, I guess. I'm not here to teach you philosophy. You're all grown men and women who come in. Hi, Ray. Mr. Carrera, still waiting for your registration. So is the glass half full or half empty? So I want to just make a broad point. Right or wrong, I'm still here. I'm still doing well. I can do a lot better. I'm optimistic. A lot of people are like, wow, this coronavirus is going to completely create a endemic, pandemic, massive black, like a Spanish flu kind of situation, or the Irish potato famine, where like 3 million, 5 million, whatever people died. And that's the reason why most of the Irish moved to the US. So I don't believe that. Okay. I don't believe that. So am I going to be wrong? If I'm wrong, like, what can I do? Bottom line is wash your hands and don't touch your face. Okay. While you're trading or while you're eating. And that's it. So I believe the glass is half full. What is happening with the market is a massive technical and not just because of the coronavirus, but a situation. Futures are up 7 right now. You can see that right now, right there. It's moving. What is happening is what we call a cataclysmic capitulation. This one it's a big one. Now, some people will say, oh, it's a big one, so that means we're completely done. No, it simply means that because the Asian markets are getting hit so hard, it is overflowing into the US markets. Okay, it is overflowing into the US markets during our daily trading routine, and the European market selling is also overflowing into the US market. But the faster and furious it happens, the faster and the bigger the bounce will be. Now, where exactly the bounce will be is where I tend to try to focus on, because that's what we are at Cludosay Trading. Keep our emotions aside, keep our viruses like locked away, and let's try to see like where we can bounce from. And like I got a text from an old member, said, Frank, why aren't you shorting? It's a good question. I did short, but I didn't short over the last 48 hours. Why? Because I'm kind of, let's just put it this way, just so you guys understand this. The market is so deeply oversold that we can get a 3, 4, 500 point bounce. And we have gotten those. We opened up big today. I took some huge profits on AMD and a bunch of other stocks. Futures are up like 6. Who knows? They might open up 20. I did tell you guys that they will have these margin sellings. I was wrong about one thing. I said it was going to be a minor pullback. It was actually a major pullback. The reason I am not shorting in any large degree, buying SPY puts or VIX calls, I normally buy SPY puts, okay, to get the rewards from the market falling, is because the market is a coiled spring right now. It is so suppressed on the internal side. I look at these things, and I've been looking at these for years. It is horrendous for me to say, okay, I'm going to put $5,000, $10,000 just towards shorting, because I will get my ass burned. I know it. But any one of you can do it. I put my charts out there. You can put a couple of $100. You can put a couple of $1,000 and short the market. But remember, I am not your Ditto trading service. You will not follow every single trade that I do. More importantly, my portfolio is very diverse. I make crap loads of money on the mRNA, Gilead's, the REGN, so many other stocks. So you can match the whole thing. You have to control your own car. I'm not driving your car. I'm just showing you how to drive the car. So hopefully all new members will understand that. And that's why these ACS advanced coaching sessions are so important, because I teach you how to drive your own car with the tools that I'm providing, and then your gut instincts as you get to know Mr. or Mrs. Market very well. Am I clear on that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on. So thank you. So because I have to point these things out. People come in, they think, oh, he's going to tell me every single trade. Yeah, I do tell you every single trade. Every single trade is not going to work every 15 minutes. Gave you a trade, it worked in 30 minutes, it was up more than 108%. Teladoc, TDOC, that stock's going a lot higher. Anyone know what Teladoc does? We've been trading that stock since 60, 70 bucks, by the way. Back and forth, back and forth. What is Teladoc? Take a guess. What's Teladoc?
I mean, it seems like a doctor that you can reach from internet or telephone, I guess.
Exactly. I even put it down there. It's one of the only companies in the US. They're going to get bought out. They're going to get bought out by one of the big HMOs. They're going to get bought out by United Health, which has a big contract with them. They might get bought out by Anthem Health. They might get bought out by Humana or by CVS. Yeah, exactly. The pioneers of remote doctors. If we do, which I never hope it does, get a pandemic in the US because of coronavirus or any other virus, and you can't even get to your doctor, you do the direct internet. Hi, doc, what's going on? And the doc checks it, everything with the Apple Watch and everything. Oh my God, the doc knows your blood pressure, your heartbeat, your whatever. Exactly. Teladoc. Told you guys to buy it at 7. The stock went up to 8.16. The options, 15.50. And we've been trading this for a while, back and forth. I haven't traded in 2 weeks now, but I mentioned it way back. So wake up and smell the coffee. Forget Facebook, forget Apple, forget, I did buy a little bit of Tesla. Forget Amazon, forget Google, forget Booking.com. Seriously, forget the text for now. Some chips made a crap load of money on AMD right at the open when I sold it. NVIDIA, I won't even touch it right now. That's what traders do. They look at situations as they're happening. Now, if you're going to be stuck on one stock, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't fall in love with stocks. Under certain circumstances, you have to specialize in certain stocks, and that's it. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. So I put out this chart on the E-minis, the daily. I put some big lines here. Did any of you not understand what I was putting down? And I do want some people to say, no, I don't understand what these lines are all about.
No, I don't understand what those lines are.
You don't, right? So when I put it out on the Twitter feed, they had captions next to it, like this, just so you could understand.
Yeah,
Bingo,
just
same chart, okay? So what is this top line? Just listen, we don't have that much time because I'm going to keep this short. Okay, forget it.
that's probably the upper bid.
That's what the maximum move on the market would be. That would be around 34.50 if Corona didn't bite our butt. This was the high on the market, 33.93. This was the previous high where the breakout happened, which was 33.37. What is 34D?
That is the 34-day moving average line, I guess.
Thank you very much. Don't guess. You have to know this. Yes, 34-day moving average. What is this?
50-day.
Exactly. Very important. We lost it. We were almost getting back to it. We lost it. What is this white line here? Look at the chart and tell me what this low. And somebody else, please try to do that. You know, Z is like not my muse. He's not going to be answering the question. But if you guys don't understand these charts, please, most importantly, that like I always say, don't trade till you learn. That's going to be my new motto. Don't trade while you learn. You're not going to be driving a high performance car through a tornado or through a windstorm. Okay. So, or some, you know, seriously. So what is this line here?
At the top gap fill.
The dotted lines are always gap fills. Exactly. Who said that?
Heisenberg.
Okay. Yeah. So whenever you see dotted lines, not on the channels, those are intermediate channels, but dotted lines are gap fills. Thank you, sir, for educating everyone. This is a red line is a, and this applies to all my charts. And very important for you guys to realize that, because either at those points you reduce your long positions or you go short. And that's your responsibility. I can't, you know, if I decide not to go short on a certain day, doesn't mean you can. We had one of our members from day one, I started on April 15, 2014, who made crap loads of money last week just shorting the market based on my charts. And I only caught a portion of it. He said he made his month. So God help me how much he made. Okay. So you don't always have to be, I don't always have to be the one who pushes the baby crib. So yeah, dotted lines are the gap fill. There's a gap fill here. I put it there. Now, this white line is where the last breakout happened. That was back on sometime back on December 2010, 2019. This December 10, 2019, right there. See that? That's the reason why all of you, especially the ones who don't understand the charts, need to sign up for the advanced coaching sessions after you get done with the free sessions I give you. Because if you don't understand this, you're toast. This market is vicious. The market has always been vicious. It has always been in the woods. It's never been out of the woods, but now it's getting extra vicious. So if you don't want to go crying to bed, then definitively sign up for the coaching sessions. That's not what makes me my big money, but it certainly takes a lot of my time. And for a few bucks, it's going to save you guys a lot of money. So now we come down to the most important line. That's why I put these things. And this takes time in between my trading day. If my traders were all like, you know, pretty technically savvy, I wouldn't need to put these captions. I wouldn't. You guys know that. So this is the line that I'm looking at saying, okay, is this bull market done? Which I don't believe it is. But whatever the case, what the heck do I know? This is called the 150-day moving average. Same color scheme, like a nice pink, like, you know, like a pink Valentine's rose. And right there, this line. It is an uptrending line. This white line is the 200-day moving average that you hear on TV a lot. which is a very important line. So here is what the bottom line is, guys, okay? None of us know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow morning, but I certainly know what I can expect. These two lines are the most critical lines. They're still a whole bunch of couple of 100 points down from where we are right now. But if we do get here and we bounce, it's going to be a very sharp bounce. Forget about this level. This sharp bounce alone can make your 6 months, all right? As traders, we look for reflex rallies, breakdowns, and we don't think like, oh, is the market a bull market? Is it going to go all the way higher? Like, who the F cares? As long as we get bounces. I get 2-point bounce in Roku, which I'm getting right now after hours. And I make myself 2 points on a bunch of contracts. I'm happy on one trade. Moderna up $2 after hours, almost hitting 26. My 30 calls, which were around 240 at the close, will be 4. I'm happy. So what's the problem? Bottom line is these two lines, which have been a long trending uptrend line, technically speaking, this is what supports the market. The 150-day, the 200-day. No one talks about the 150-day moving average. That's primarily used by hedge funds. I learned it a long time ago after like Wall Street. I worked for people who have spoken to me. I've told you guys that on the phone. I worked for a hedge fund, won't name names on public thing. And they use the 150-day moving average a lot. And those are only for extreme cases, like we are going through now. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Happy to know that you guys are still following what I'm saying. So bottom line is this: these are two lines that I'm watching, and these are still a couple of 100 points down on the Dow from here. In the meantime, you look at the internals, like forget it. I have nothing to say. I mean, they are just so oversold, it is not even funny. But being oversold can mean you can go lower. Just the way when things are going nuts, they keep on going nuts, and everyone's like, yeah, they go to the moon. Well, nothing goes to the moon, and nothing comes down to the grave. It is just standard procedure, except this is extreme. These are heavy duty. $1.7 trillion got sold in 2 days. So please, let's not kid around, okay? And in between, we still made money. Hallelujah. Okay? So technicals very oversold. We are at minus 284. Like, hello. When was the last time we were here? Now, I don't want to explain these charts that too much because I've already shown those directly on the Twitter feed. Yes or no, guys? With the markers and everything? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So anybody who doesn't bother to look, it's their problem. Okay, not mine. Let's move on. Keep this short. So let's move on here. Let's do the drum roll. This was yesterday. We were at, what the hell is this? Why is Heisenberg's ex-girlfriend showing up on Google Ad? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Take a good look at the NYMO. I explain this to you guys all the time. I told you that when we get to these deep oversold levels, things start to happen, i.e. bounces, sustainable bounces, not like days and days. Like I said, the bounces now it's happening is like what? Like almost like when the market opens, like an hour, right? And then they start selling. So when these turn, the bounces normally last anywhere from 1 day to 2 days. Not these ones. These are the quick ones. So take a quick look at it. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Yes.
I want you guys to understand this chart very clearly. This chart is extremely critical. More importantly, in simple English, it makes you FU money if you're not panicking. All right? Just letting you guys know. So I want you guys to, I teach this stuff on the advanced coaching sessions. I'm going to make this real simple and basic. What's most important with this chart are these numbers. When they get this deep, minus 78, minus 65, minus 62. Yesterday it was minus 61. We don't know what it is tonight because I'm going to update it right now. Are you guys with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, aside from the actual depth of the oversold conditions, what is most important? This one, called the full stochastics, which you use for our trading all the time. Yes or no? Right?
Yeah. We do.
Exactly. Because if you don't understand the stochastics, don't bother wasting time or listening to my webinars or trading my charts. So this full stochastics yesterday, when we were down very oversold, 61, but real oversold is 79, sometimes minus 100, which is like, oh my God, the world is ending. The rats are eating me. I can't look at stocks anymore because they just go through my brain. Like that's the kind of situation, but we're not there. So this needs to do what? And this applies to stocks and this NIMO chart.
Drops below 20 and then curls back up above 20.
Correct. When it starts to crawl back up or somewhere around there is when you want to put the big money to work, right?
Yes.
Exactly. What we call a crossover up. It hasn't happened yet. So let's do the drum roll. Erase all drawings and get the thing and say, yeah, let's do the drum roll.
You guys
Okay.
will be shocked.
Okay, we got to get a bongo drum. Where are we tonight? Yeah!
90.
Yeah!
That's crazy.
You don't even understand how excited I am. But it's not over yet
Oh my God.
because the stochastic is not like at that level where, forget the turn. By the time the turn comes, Z, I hope you guys are with me. We're not kidding around here.
Oh,
This
this
is
is
where the
crazy.
big, let me finish. This is where the big FU money's made, guys. Like the money that you make and your wife says, man, why are you paying that guy $70? For what? You making any money? Yeah, honey, I made a couple of $100. She's like, shut up. Cancel that subscription. So you don't want to hear that garbage. Or you don't want to hear from your wife or husband or partner or your dog saying, no, dude, stop buying me that crap dog food from the Salvation Army. Give me the fucking raw thing that costs $17 for a small pack. Well, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. All right? Think I'm kidding around? And why is this showing up? Why is Heisenberg's ex-girlfriend showing up on Google Ad? Okay, so we're not there yet. I want this to be down. So what do we really need? We need one more whoosh down. Give me another 600 points down. Now, why am I sounding excited? Because I have a lot of cash on the side. I'm not exposed to multiple positions. I do have small positions in a bunch of things. I know that, the ones that I put out there, but nothing that's going to be like, oh, tomorrow the futures open down 20. And why is Donald in India? Because India is getting coronavirus. I mean, seriously, I know it's a big trade agreement and Modi loves him. That's the prime minister of India. And they want to kill all the Muslims, seriously. So don't let me get into that. So, but the bottom line is that it's like seriously. So what if Donald gets a sniff and the opposition goes up? Oh, our president might have a coronavirus issue because he flew all the way to frigging India, which is the third largest or fourth largest, fastest growing economy in the world. Richest billionaires in the world live in India. Or Range Rover, the ultimate SUV, is owned by an Indian company, Tata. Jaguar is owned by Tata. Maserati and Ferrari was owned by Indians, believe me. So bottom line is, so what happens? Okay, all kidding aside, minus 95. So let's go back a little bit to see what the hell's going on. Are you guys with me so far?
We're good.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously, Doug, you don't understand. I've been doing this for a while. So, and then one thing I do want to mention, if you really want to be a really successful trader, you need to be a little bit crazy. Now, not crazy like with your boys sitting out there dancing in Miami, okay? But crazy as when you're looking at numbers and charts. Seriously, gotta be a little crazy. So I'm gonna go back 2 years. Hallelujah! Heisenberg ex-girlfriends keep on showing up in all these ads. Come on, Heisenberg, tell Google to stop it, okay? So
I think extend ad block extensions. It'll wipe all the ads.
I know I did that. It's like it still doesn't do it. Google's like, stop seeing this ad. Okay. So this is heavy duty stuff, guys. Who needs shorts? You just need to be patient. Not too patient, couple of days. Aldi, my friend, are you with me?
I'm here.
So what you're learning here on this webinar is like very advanced stuff, okay? This is not crap you hear about in bars. Oh, let's buy this stock. It's a hot stock. This is like what the real money's made that changes your life. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. So back in 2019, none of us remember that, when you guys were 1 year younger, we're at minus 109. And then the markets went ballistic. Like they went up 1,000 points. What happened on December 24, 2018?
The Christmas Eve massacre.
Yes, I'm definitely. I'm not going to hire you. You're just your mind. See, exactly. December 19th. I mean 18th, 24th December. The market, and this is the day before Christmas, for God's sake. And I always say, like, you never crash before a major holiday, especially a great religious holiday like Christmas. The markets ended down more than 600 points. Remember? And I've shown this on multiple webinars. And that's when this was December 24th, the New York Stock Exchange McClellan Oscillator. Make this your friend. Name your next dog McClellan, okay? Seriously. Like Kramer named his dog NVIDIA? Yeah, good. So name your next dog McClellan. People will be like, what the hell's wrong with you? You tell them you're a trader. So it hit, and it was disaster. Everyone's like, oh my God. It's because of the China trade wars, all that stuff going on that time, different reasons, right? Every crisis happens. Every crisis is the same for different reasons. So what's the crisis we have right now? A coronavirus pandemic. Okay. So we are at minus 95. Guys, I can't tell you the exact date and time. Actually, I can probably, because if you follow my Twitter feed. But we still haven't come down to that level where it's starting to bounce. I believe we still have a little bit more room to move to the downside. I'm thinking the Dow is at 27,000, maybe another 600 points, but it's going to be fast and furious. And I believe that because of this coronavirus crap, we might go below minus 109 and print the S2, which is a automatic number given to me on my proprietary oscillator of minus 121. Nobody. Did I tell you in the last webinar, mom and pop are going to call on Monday morning and Tuesday and say, sell, 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 put me in money markets? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Exactly. So as traders, we made money on the overnight run up for the first 30 minutes. Of course, we have specialized situations where it went up a lot more. So first 30 minutes of the market, and then what? Boom. Between margin sellouts and mom and pop, just saying that's it. I've had enough. I love Donald. I'm going to vote for him, but I can't take this market anymore. So how does that fit? If the market goes down 5,000 points by the time elections come, it might be very difficult for President Trump to win. And I certainly don't hope it's Sanders. Idiot. Sorry. Apologize to any of you hardcore Democrats who like Bernie Sanders. That's why democracy doesn't work. Because you got Bernie Sanders or you got some another extreme bozo on the other side. The smart guys never run for president. Okay. So the bottom line is, yeah, we might go lower, but this is pretty heavy duty stuff that I'm just showing you guys. All right. So let's move on. Minus 95. Love it. So what happens around minus 95, 85? We get a small bump. Futures are up 9 points. We get a small bump in the morning. Then what happens? Boom, they sell it again. So be prepared for that, guys. Okay? Unless we hit rock bottom when the stochastics get all the way down here, somewhere around like 10 or whatever, you are not going to get any bounce that lasts over a couple of days. Now, saying all that, let me show you that we could be in for a possible bounce for the next 48 to 72 hours. So we have this clear, the McClellan oscillator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't expect everyone to understand it, but it's not that difficult. And if anyone tries to replicate this chart, they can't, because don't ask me why. Okay. So we're getting stocks in a second. So my theory is that erase all right. My theory is we are now getting acceleration. Look at that. Wow. We're getting one of the highest capitulation volumes. Wow. Almost 4.3 million contracts on the S&P E-mini contracts. We are reaching well below the 25 mark on the relative strength. We are seeing the McClellan oscillator, this is a different version, at minus 289, well below anything. Like all these times, the market bounced. Look, right? These were great buying opportunities. You made crap loads of money over the next bunch of days. But this is why your eyes are so important. And you know what I'm going to say? God's given you eyes to look, not just to see. Look and understand. What happened here? We had 3 days of a bounce, bang, 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 we came down. 3 days of a bounce, bang, 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 we came down. This was August to September. 3 days up, and then we moved. And then we came down a month later. Okay? Is it possible we're going to go through the same thing? I believe so. I believe we're going to bounce. We're going to fail. We're going to bounce. We're going to fail. And then we're going to move. The same pattern. And I showed this repeatedly on my charts. Remember, I drew these boxes. Do I have to remind you, kids? I have drawn the boxes and showed you pattern symmetry. Does anyone remember that?
I remember that they were green boxes. Yep.
Anyone else remember that? Because remember, guys, this is not a kids market. Like I said, most traders are going to just die. They're going to cancel. They're going to go. Good luck. See you later. Nice meeting you. Okay? We're going to keep on making money. We're not going to keep on making money every day, but we're going to keep on making money every week, like crap loads of money. All right? And being selective, look at the monies we're making. 1,000% on Moderna. Of course, I'm going to show it. John Deere on earnings. See you later. 450%. Domino's, I missed it. The freaking thing was up like 600%. Codex, told you guys, it's up 40%, 30%, almost 25% just on stock. Most of you, hopefully, will last. I'd like you guys to last. But if you're not following my Twitter feed, you won't. You won't. This market will kill you. The market killing the bozos on CNBC and everybody else out there. So, no simple answers, just straightforward talk, guys. So, bottom line is, this is the chart that Z said, and I didn't hear anyone else say they saw that chart with the boxes and pattern symmetry that I put out there. Did anyone else see it?
I saw it. Frank.
Okay. Anyone else? Like somebody
We
new?
saw it. I saw it.
Okay. Good. Good. Because that's important. Because what I try to do, and that's why I'm kind of weird when it comes to the market, is just like you guys that might be great at like watching, like knowing the ins and outs of the odds on a basketball game or a football game, whatever. I try to look at the odds and stuff. I look at a pattern symmetry of like what is happening with the markets. So I'm not asking that to make myself feel good because I don't give a flying you know what, whether somebody looks it or not. But it is very important that all of you guys do. And I'm trying to find that here. And those boxes are important because if that pattern symmetry plays out, it's going to be a couple of, it's going to be at least like 2 weeks of 3 days up, 3 days down. And we need to be prepared for that. There's nothing around it. There's nothing to it. That's just the way it's going to go. And this is another thing that I'm looking at. This is one of the other very important charts that I'm looking at. I'm just bringing it out over to you guys right here. Futures, what happens tonight means nothing. We know that. Markets will open up 15 minutes, bang! Now, one of that reasons happens is because this fall was so hard. 2,500 points since Friday, 2,000 points since 2 days, since Monday. That there's a lot of leverage that needs to be taken out, i.e. margin. Most of the hedge funds trade on borrowing $6 to each dollar they put out there, right? Margin, leverage. So it's like putting down 10,000 and buying $1 million apartment, right? And if you can flip it, you're done. Or putting 100,000 to buy $1 million apartment, 10-to-1 leverage. So that is why this situation is happening, and partly coronavirus and everything else. So this gap fill that I put out there is very important. 310 on the SPYs. So whatever you do, don't buy expensive SPY calls. You could buy a little bit of that. Just buy the ones which are out of the money with a little bit of time. I'm looking at March 20th, and of course I'm looking at Feb 28th for the really cheap ones. I have tons of the ones which are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents because those 6-hour or 8-hour, when I get that big bump, they'll be up 500%. That's the way it goes. All right. You want to be a baller in this trade. You want to be a trader. You want to be smart. You don't want to put in big money, saying, "Oh, I definitely know the market's going to go up." No, market can still go down. There is another gap fill at 310, and there is a major support at 307. That's why when I'm drawing these lines and I'm taking the time to put these numbers there, they're not automatically generated. I'm the one who's drawing this to help you guys. This is severe. It still looks like it wants to go to 310. So whatever little boop, pop that we get in the morning, whatever, look at the charts, sell your profits. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's look at stocks. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Quick second. While you're looking at that, and let me show you a short-term chart. Just need to do something. This is your short-term chart, the 1-hour chart that active traders can use all the time. Look at the massive selling. Wow. Telling you, some hedge funds, whatever, they're just getting cremated right now, decimated by Vlad the Impaler. Seriously. And look, we were at minus 638 on the 1-hour on the McClellan oscillator. Give me 10 seconds to breathe. I'll be back. Okay, guys, just had to attend to one of my pets. So let's not worry about what's going to happen 3 months from now. Are you guys with me so far?
Yeah, we're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all of us want to just know what's going to happen over the next couple of days, maybe the next week or two. Because right now, stop thinking long term. That's going to be my biggest line of my webinar. Stop thinking long term. The bears who hate, I believe the ones who always want the US markets to fall are not patriots. I do believe that. Okay. I've said that before in my webinars. They all want America to fail because when the stock markets fall hard, America gets weak. So they can wave all the flags they want, but the shorts, in my opinion, they seriously pisses the hell out of me. Fine, markets can have tactical dips. So forget long term. Let's look short term because that's all we care about. What's going to happen over the next couple of days? What's going to happen over the next week or two? This a 1 hour chart gives you a nice indication of that. I'm playing sell the pops, buy the drops. Technical drops, technical pops. Are you guys with me?
Yep.
Forget this long term that, oh my God, because things can change rapidly. Not just coronavirus. We could have a credit situation because the markets dropped so much and the 10-year government bond yield is at 1.3%, which is very positive for consumers, but creates major disruptions in the overall credit derivatives market, which can cause a massive short-term bear market. I don't want to even get into that. So look at it short-term. Short-term doesn't mean like every 5 minutes, even though I gave you guys TDOC for 108% profit in 35 minutes. So play those. Buy one contract, buy 5, buy 2. Each contract was $700. 35 minutes later, you could have sold it at 15. So don't sit around thinking, this market is very, very tricky right now. I like the 1 hour chart because it gives me a quick indication of oversold, overbought conditions. And this is where we are right now. Futures are up 11. This is what it's showing. So when you look at this chart and I remove all the drawings, you guys need to practice how to draw some lines. It's not that hard. So let's draw a line. Downtrend line. This is what's going to play out tomorrow, by the way, just letting you know. If the markets hold the lows. And all the people who signed up for the advanced coaching sessions, I'm going to show you exactly how to draw these charts. And you're going to be doing this all day long, and your family's going to be like, "What are you doing?" You'll be like, "I'm drawing charts," right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And you know who's going to be really smart drawing the charts? Your kids. Children are the best at understanding patterns and colors. Trust me, my son was like that, and now he frigging designs cars. So okay, there we go. 1 second. Okay, we're good. So these are downtrend channels, and we can slip down to 3100, and this is where we are right now. So if we move from, and this is exactly what's going to happen over the next 48 hours. Just letting you guys know, we can drop very easily to 3100. And if you guys don't care about what I'm showing, well, then I get those texts saying, "Holy shit, stop this madness," right? So what do I look like? A trading god? Yeah, I'm a trading god, but God is the one who controls the markets. So algos control the market. So if we drop from 3142, and Z, help me out here, to 3100, that's 42 handles. So that's roughly times 8, because every one handle or E-mini is roughly 8 Dow Jones points. So what's the number?
336. 336.
336. So we have another 336 points to fall. We can get that within 1 hour in the morning, just letting you know. And if there is any sort of, some positive news on this and that, it's only driven by technicals, but let's say, oh, okay, coronavirus decided that it's going on vacation to Dominican Republic, to, Punta Cana or wherever the resorts are. They're like, okay, we're not like going to kill more people. I'm half joking, but seriously, where can the markets go to? Right here, exactly where I've drawn the line, 31.93. Z, help me out. If we move from 31.39 or let's say 31.40 to 31.93, that's 53 points. How much is that roughly with a factor of 8?
424.
Thank you very much. So we can rise 424 points on the Dow tomorrow. Now, what's going to happen at that 424, 450 level, higher on the Dow? Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's all over. What's going to happen there?
Sell off.
Exactly. So wake up and smell the coffee. That's the reason why I show these charts. That's the reason why I follow it, because at that point, these are heavy downtrend lines. You see this stuff? See these two lines? They're relentless. They're known as resistances. Yes, we get a 450 point Dow. What's going to happen on CNBC and Fox and Bloomberg? Wow, Dow's rallying. Wow, President Trump was right. Donald's not happy with what's going on right now. At least he's speaking up on the markets, which I expected, and I like it. Yeah, we're going to go off 450 points. Bang, they're going to hit the market again. Now, let's look at the positive side. If we go, Aldi, you with us so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And don't worry about, feel free to ask questions. I know this is all new to you, but it is just human nature showing up in technicals. So if we get up here and we cross over these two downtrending lines, we're going to hit 3260. God help us, or help the shorts, if we break over 3260. So Z, give me a quick calculation, please. I need somebody's help. 3136 to 3260 is what?
That is 124.
3260 minus 3137 is what?
24.
Say that again.
Let me pull up my Dollar General calculator. Hold on. 30. We are right now at 3137. So you guys are right. That's 124 points, right?
124. Yeah.
124 points is how much on the Dow Jones Industrial Average? Remember, the factor is always roughly 7 or 8.
992.
No,
That's 1,000. Yeah.
What is it?
992.
992. So
Yeah,
if we rally up 992 points, which is very possible, which roughly is what? Which is roughly 50% retracement of the 2,000 point drop, right? We dropped 2,000 points in 2 days, right?
Yeah.
So half of that, which is 50%. 50% of 2,000 is what? 1,000, right? So 992 is good at 1,000. So bottom line is that if we get up here, that's when the hardcore machines, the short machines, they don't care. Like, boom, they're shorting like every move in the market up. Will say, okay, time to get out of Dodge, okay? Because they shorted the market somewhere around here. The machines probably did. So this is where we need to get up to before we can literally, I mean, we'll be making money, like regardless whether the market's up or down. But I'm telling you where some of the people will say, okay, are we out of the woods? I'll be like, what woods? Walk through Community Park Avenue in Jersey City. That's the woods, man. Or Ocean Avenue. So you don't get shot. I'm just kidding. So bottom line is that we're always in the woods, right? Like I said. So this is where the so-called technicians say, okay, time to really go long. And a lot of funds and mutual funds are going to be like, okay, big money comes in. This is the 50 simple moving average, 32, 33. Anything above that, the traditional fund managers and the money is going to start buying. In the meantime, it's all about scalping. Are you guys with me?
Yep.
That's it. Now, let's look at a couple of quick stocks and wrap up. One second.
Frank,
like
can we
Roku.
also look at the
One
STGR?
second. Let me just show you Roku. Okay, I don't really trade Roku that much. This was a chart drawn a while ago. In fact, the chart, there's a gap. Remember, dotted lines are gaps. It hit the gap. It had a big bullish candle. Should have bought it at 108. I wasn't watching it. Now it's 118. What does it have? It's got a reversal hammer. What am I looking for in Roku? 123.54. Max move. 128, 132. I'll take it. Remember, we made a ton of money on Roku right off the earnings, right before it started selling off within the first hour. So Roku is completely oversold. Very oversold, minus 284. I'll buy it. Short term. Remember, you're buying it not to marry these stocks. You're buying it to rent it, to tender it, to date it, right? So that's it. So even if I get 123, that's almost 60%. I get 130, that's more than a double. So I'll take it. Now, shorter term chart on Roku looks like this. I like this a lot. Upper gap, 153. I'm not expecting Roku to go to 153. Some analysts said Roku is going to be great because people are not going to movie theaters anymore. They'll just buy Roku. In that case, then everybody's going to be watching Netflix. But Netflix was down 7. But why Roku? I don't know. They said coronavirus is good for Roku. I said, fine. What was that movie on that won the huge Oscar called Parasite? It's a Korean movie. Is that about viruses?
Yeah. Well, not exactly, but some sort, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. I love Korean food, but no viruses included. All right. So bottom line is, I like this chart. I'm looking at it at 131. I'm looking at it 121. Stocks at 119. After hours, it's almost 121. You can trade these charts very nice. A quick question. Your question, sir. Z. And everyone, please have a stock so I can look at it and we wrap this up.
STGR, I went in at minus 7%. They got me a little bit, but that's fine.
You got into what?
STGR, when it was minus 7 today, minus -7, it went further down, but that's okay because I know the
SDGR has nothing to do with the market. SDGR basically is pure profit taking. I can't even, like I said before in the last webinar, I can't really do real technicals on it because you need some time. But more importantly, SDGR, anytime that you buy it over 40, you're going to make money. Period. Okay. This was pure profit taking on the market, right? Stock went to 55. I mean, think about it. The stock came out at 25. It went to 56. That's more than 100%. You're bound to get some profit taking. My feeling is SDGR is not like like I said, it's not really a technical stock, but if you buy it anytime, let's say 40, 44, you will get at least 3, 4, 5 points on it. Don't forget what I said on the last webinar. What did I say about SDGR, which is the most important thing? Somebody, no, somebody else, please.
Bill Gates as well.
But that's not the only thing I said. I said, what's from a timing standpoint why the stock will pop up big?
The 30-day holding period.
Yeah, the 30-day holding period, 30-day quiet period. Thank you. And everyone else, you better, you guys focus, all right? Seriously. So yeah, 30-day quiet period. After 30 days, the company can talk about all the great things they're doing. And then after 30 days, all the analysts can come bump up the stock. Okay, so yeah, so 30 days gets over when? March 6th. We still got a couple of days to go. SDGR is nothing to do with the market. It has to do with the long-term holding. This is a serious company. I think it's going to be $100 in the next 6 months, or or less. Next stock. Somebody give me a trading stock, please. Heisenberg, give me one that you're having.
What's up with Anthem?
Anthem's getting pummeled because of Bernie Sanders, which is a frigging joke. Does anyone believe Bernie Sanders is going to win the U.S. elections? No, seriously.
No.
I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat, Republican. Listen, we're all Americans. We make a big deal. Oh, I'm a hardcore Republican. I'm a hardcore Trumpite, or I'm a hardcore liberal. Like, we're all friggin' Americans, all right? We like the same things. But does anyone really believe? And I'm just asking, does anyone really believe that Bernie Sanders is going to become president and hammer every single HMO? One second. No problem. I just had to text. Okay, no problem, Aldi. What do you call? Does anyone believe that he has a chance to win? Some markets are getting a little bit worried that he might have a chance, because Bernie Sanders is just like Donald Trump. He has serious followers who just believe in his doctrine, period. Look, I like Donald. He's a good guy. Do I think he's an asshole? I think he's a complete asshole. Excuse my French, okay? I'm a New Yorker. I know that, okay? Do I think he's like, does certain things to get votes, which is like, I hate? Absolutely. Do I think he's great for American business, which is really what I really care about? Yes. But Sanders is the same way, just the opposite end. Okay? So people are getting worried because he gets more, he's got a lot of the young Latino votes. He's got a lot of the millennials who don't quite understand what he's doing. He gets elected, immediately the markets are going to fall, then they're going to rise. Same thing that happened with Obama. They said, oh my God, a black guy got to be a president of the United States. Oh my God, let's short the market. And then what happened a month later? It was the biggest bull run ever. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yes or no? Exactly. So I don't give a freaking whatever, like what color, creed, or what this and that. But Bernie Sanders is openly talks about hating Wall Street and American business to do what?
Get votes.
Exactly. Didn't Trump get on his speech and the first thing he said that every Spanish guy and Mexican is a rapist?
Yeah, he said crazy things.
Crazy things, but didn't he say that?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Okay,
Yes, he did.
And then what did he do? He signed the biggest trade deal, and Mexico's prime minister and president loves him. That's Trump. Didn't he say all Muslims were a bunch of terrorists?
Yes.
And then what did he do? He went and danced like a freak with the biggest Muslim fundamentalists in the world called the Saudis. Did he
With
not?
the sword in his hand.
He was dancing with the camels and the sheiks, and they gave him a reception like he couldn't believe. Gold-plated posters on the highways in Riyadh and Jeddah. Yes?
Yep.
Does he really hate Muslims? I don't think so. He does all this crap. Who are his biggest investors? The Qataris, the Turkish, the Arabs are his biggest investors in his real estate empire. Didn't he say that he didn't want like brown guys to come to the US? Who's he dancing with right now? Lots of brown guys in India. That's Donald. Just to get votes, they do like crazy stuff. He's not a racist. He just talks the garbage to get the votes. Sanders, same crap, other side. Except if Sanders becomes the Democratic nominee, it's short term, it's going to be a disaster for the Wall Street. So saying all that, I'm telling you straight out. Now you guys know, all right? Like, oh, Trump's a racist. I'm like a frigging, and then his hardcore supporters, like the fringe guys, the hardcore Aryan Nazi youth, like, oh, Trump's our heaven. In the meantime, Trump's frigging son-in-law is a nice Jewish guy from New Jersey. All right, so please cut the crap out. That's America. Complexities. So Anthem is fell because Bernie Sanders won the Nevada caucus. Oh God. I would buy this stock all day long. All day long. So chart wise, this is the buy points. I told you guys to buy it. It slipped a little bit, but I like the chart. Not that my political thing. You guys think I should run for political office? I'm just kidding. Somebody said you should be on frigging TV. I'm like, yeah, they'll throw me out in 2 seconds, because of my views, which are actually very good. So yeah, lower end is 261. I've traded this stock very, very successfully many times. I am buying it short term, medium term. This baby bounces $10, $15. By the way, there's some Democratic debate going on tonight, right? There's a big convention going on right now.
Not following.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's going on right now, so the markets will be following. So this is your buy point: 261, 265, 263. Sell points, always the first batch is 275, 275, 280. Things go right, 295. I bought cheap calls, 20 cents, 30 cents, 45 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents, and I'm looking to trade the stock very nicely over the next couple of days, and then I'll push them out. I really like it. This is a massive W. And the stock is going to go to 305. If you want to swing trade the stock, buy into March and April. By that time, Bernie would shut his big trap out, and because he's always attacking the HMO, so the shorts love it. Oh, Bernie just said he's going to kill all the HMOs. No private insurance. Great, let's short the stock. That's what the hedge funds do. In the meantime, the hedge funds love the fact that they have the biggest tax benefits under Trump. See the hypocrisy?
Sure.
Exactly. That's life. That's America. So that's the way it goes. Now, I like the stock a lot. Now, looking at it, one second. Anthem is such a powerful stock. And read up on it. It's the most innovative, technologically advanced HMO out there. And plus, I like it because I made some very decent money on it over the years. So let's look at the daily. So daily chart on Anthem also has approached a major pivotal point. I really, really like it. Okay, this is where I actually told people to buy it. And like an idiot, I sold it like back and forth, and never got up to that 306 level. And I really hate myself for doing that. I need to have more conviction on these type of charts. So looking at this here, that's your gap fill. This is the breakout level. See that white line? And that is exactly what the stock is. So if you want to buy time on Anthem and forget about Bernie Sanders and all that garbage about socialized medicine and things like that, then you are in very good shape. Very good shape. Yes, it might slip a couple of bucks, might say $4, $5, $6, $7. It's a $267 stock, so that's not a problem. But I like it a lot. Now, if it breaks below 260, I don't like it because in that case, it's going to go to 250. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but aside from that, as long as this hold this level, 262, 264, yeah, 263, I'm okay with it. This is last thing I'll show you guys. Good thing you brought this stock up. It really, and the options move. They're very elastic, high IV implied volatility. So they move very nicely with the stock price moving up $1, $2, $3. So keep that in mind. Somebody bullish will say, let's go. All right. So 5, 10, 15 points, no problem with this stock. These type of moves, yeah, they take time. This type of move, they happen very quickly. Let's take a look at a stock that one of my members mentioned to me, and I just wanted to take a look at it. Is this. Generally speaking, that's a really crappy looking chart, okay? Because of this. However, is the glass half full or half empty? I would say the glass is still half full simply because of this. It's a range trading, 57, 61. One can trade the stock between 57 and 62, which is 5 points, very nicely, or if it breaks 57, we're looking at 55. So the downside is somewhat minimal. And that's your daily chart. But this is not the kind of stock that I would trade primarily because YZ. What do you think? Any of you guys looking at this? It's kind of what?
It's slow move. It's in a range. Like it didn't break.
You answer the question exactly. And as
Slow
options trade, it's slow moving. It's slow. Okay, it's slow. When things are slow, we can trade the options on it. 1 to 2 points doesn't do much for us, correct? Because the options are not going to do anything. Okay, one more stock. Ray, 1 second. Type in whatever, but I need to hear from you. What stock are you looking at? Something that you're in, something you lost a lot of money on, because that's the one you want to learn the most from. Why don't you just say something, Ray, if you can, or type it in. And Mr. Al Rivera.
Hey, you guys, you actually touched the one that I've got money in, the SDGR.
SDGR is an investment, not a trading stock. That's the one you want to put your
Right.
That's one when you put some money away for your kids, and you're gonna look back at it a year from now and say, "Wow, SDGR has a long way to go." SDGR is not a trading stock, even though we trade it. It has no options. When the options come, we'll trade it more frequently, but it is not a trading stock. Aside from that, did you put money into anything else?
No, not stock-wise, but I was looking at Tesla. I know you mentioned that during the day.
Okay, are you ready to, let's put it this way, you ready to like party on crack in Miami? Not that I ever did that or if I want to do it. I'm dead serious, okay? I don't think you're ready. I mean, who do I know? Maybe you are ready for Tesla, okay? I don't know. It's not a type of stock you really want to look at, okay? Yes, I recommend it. And what did I put next to it, Z?
Active traders only.
Thank you. And that means, I mean traders on crack. I'm just kidding. I like Tesla. We made a bunch of money in Tesla. I've lost some money on Tesla. Net. I look at my P&L. I made more money on Tesla than I lost. So I suggest for somebody, you're kind of new to the trading game, right, Ray?
No, this is Al, but yes.
Oh, this is Al. Are you kind of new to the trading game, or you've traded some vicious stocks before?
No, I'm new.
Fine. In that case, you know, you want to lose your cherry, trade Tesla, man. I mean, it's great. I mean, you can buy some cheap coal, don't have to load up on it, right? Because when it pays the bills, then you get really more excited. Tesla is a heavy duty, hardcore moving stock. That's your daily chart of Tesla. I like it. Heavily oversold, reaching a level that it broke out of. It broke out of 781. I remember when I told people to buy it, and the stock went to almost 950. All right. So looking at a short term, I still kind of like it. Now, Tesla is very news driven, Al. So what happens with that? Al, are you a member?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. I do apologize. I'm losing track here, you know. So Tesla moves in increments of 5, 10, 15 bucks. I kind of like it here because it's short-term, very oversold from a technical standpoint. But technicals on Tesla move on ludicrous speed, okay? And it's also very news-driven. I like it. I think that the market breathes a little bit, which it might. Wow, futures just shot up 20 points. China
Yeah.
just opened. That's great. That's great. I like that. You know, anything above 18, 20 points, I like it. When we started the session, the futures were like up like 3, maybe 7. They went down. So anyway, yeah. So the best thing to do, all kidding aside, Al, is few calls. Nothing crazy. Don't buy the expensive calls. Buy the cheap ones, because if it moves, it's going to pay you nicely. You get paid, and if it doesn't move, you don't lose much. Is that fair?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And here's a good quick suggestion. Stocks like the other ones that I mentioned to you, like the Modernas, like the Gilead Sciences, the well-behaved one, Alkermes, ALKS, even Roku, which is far less wilder than Tesla, even Apple on a rebound. Those are the type of things you need to have some money on. And most importantly, for new traders, Z, what am I going to say? For new traders, what's the best way to trade the market and make some decent money?
You caught me off guard.
What is the best for new traders completely? You've been trading for a while. Is what?
I would say go for it.
Go play the overall market. I'm giving a hint.
Spice, QQQ,
Spice,
Diamond.
exactly.
Yeah.
SPY, QQQ, and Al. You get some nice, decent return on your money. You don't have to worry. Now, what is the difference between DIA, diamonds, Dow diamonds? Now, what is the difference between trading the indices versus trading a Tesla or an Amazon or an Apple? Can somebody else tell me aside from Z? What is the difference?
They're less risky, so they have less volatility.
No. Yeah, they're a little less risky. You're partly correct. But what is the fundamental difference between trading an index calls and between trading an individual company call? Take a guess, guys. Think about it. Trading Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Roku, what versus the SPY? Here's the answer. This does not have individual stock risk. In other words, you could have a day that the market is up 300 points, but there is some bad news on Netflix, or some bad news on Apple, or some bad news on Amazon. You don't have individual news headline risk like you have in individual stocks. If the market's going higher, all these are going to go higher. Got it?
Yeah.
And if all these are going higher, a couple of these might be down because there is some bad news or an analyst downgrade on each other. An analyst doesn't downgrade the SPY, QQQ, or DIA, right? An analyst can downgrade, a big shot analyst from Wall Street can downgrade Amazon, Apple, or Netflix. So you could be down. It's happened to me at times, like down on that crap while the markets are moving higher. Do you all understand that?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. This is very important to understand. So for newer traders or any trader, if you do not want to handle individual stock risk, just play the SPY, QQQ, DIA. Yeah, they won't give you 400% unless the market really goes nuts. And these stocks can. One good news on Netflix, stocks up like 20, like jumping Jack Rabbit, whatever, But at least you have more steady returns on your money.
As long as it's not the February 26th call on the SPY.
Oh, really? The February 26th call on the SPY? Well, let's just put it this way.
Tomorrow.
Your little thing, yeah. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? What if the futures are up in the morning? We sell those calls like very nicely because you bought them on the cheap. I do it almost every day. So what's the big deal? I'm serious. No, I'm just answering your question. What if the futures open up right now 18, 20? What if the futures open up 300 points? Are you going to tell me the same thing? I don't think
No,
so.
no, of course not.
Exactly.
No, I had a
Listen,
question.
I'm just telling you straight out. Exactly. Go ahead. And those are lottos. So if you bought them on the cheap, you're gonna send them at a nice premium. But
Yeah,
yes,
no, I didn't. I got
because
it
here
at
is no,
a
but
buck
listen,
30.
this is the point I want to bring out. People think that time is always that matters with options. Sure, it matters. But is the market a straightforward line up or down? No. Day to
No.
day, the way the markets are, we could be opening up 500 points up tomorrow.
Yep.
Exactly. So
I had a
next,
question on the
of course.
wings. You recommended wings
I did.
last week.
It's another investment. The reversal play. The stock still looks good, and let me show it to you guys. That is both a trading stock and 1 second here. It was more of a reversal play. Now here is
Yeah,
another.
I bought and sold that a couple of days in a row. It was going up
did?
20, 30%, like almost on a daily basis.
Okay. So here is Wings' chart. Okay, this is your daily chart. So Wings had a massive reversal of earnings, right? Went up to 103, 101, and then the market came in. It's right here. Wings still looks great. The earnings were whatever the earnings were. They pulled back and then they ripped higher. They went up to like 102. So at this point, you got this big sell program here. But Wings, from a standpoint of a direct trading stock on a daily basis, I really don't care. I really don't care about it. From a reversal standpoint, I do care about it. I have a small amount left. This is not necessarily a stock that I would be trading on a daily basis. Do I think the stock can still go up to 103 and 107? Yes, I do, because that's the general direction of the way I see it on the stock. Is it a daily trading stock? No.
When you say a daily trading stock, you're referring to the calls as well, or just stock itself?
I'm referring to a stock and
Both.
option calls. They're
Yeah.
the same thing. Now,
Okay.
looking at the 15-minute chart, the stock moves up $1, $2, $3, not a problem, right? So
Right.
sure, you can trade it, not a problem. The rings has nothing to do with coronavirus unless we get chicken flu here. So they're good to go. But that's not necessarily the type of stock I'd be trading every day, aside from the fact that it fell hard after earnings last Wednesday, and I saw the thing, made some really decent money.
Right.
And as a trader, I was out of it around that 103 level, 102 level, and then the stock kind of middled around, and now is at 94. So given where we are right now, the stock can very easily bounce to 99 without a problem. However, it is not market driven.
Frank, I had a question. Disney CEO stepped down and the stock actually plummeted, but it looks like a good.
Yeah.
It could gap down a little. There's a gap down that it could fill the gap down.
Yes.
But I feel like it should be.
I saw the Disney news. When you look at the daily chart, it looks like total crap. It's like, whoa, why did Iger just suddenly take it down? Was there like something? That's what Wall Street asking. Why was it so sudden, right? What did he do? Did he have an affair with? Did he have an affair with Mickey, or did he piss off many? What do you do? Did he have any issues with Goofy? I don't know. So my point is, that's what Wall Street asking. Like, why was it so sudden? So looking at the chart here as I'm constructing it,
the gap that I was focusing on, maybe if it fills the gap, it might be a good.
Correct. The other thing that Wall Street, from a Wall Street perspective, bear with me 1 second. Hold on, guys. Are you there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, I'm just reading Trump's thing. Trump's like tweeting right now. So he said he's complimenting the CDC for their control of the virus and stuff like that. So that's all good news. So I don't really trade Disney aside from earnings. So what Wall Street is asking right now, if you're a Wall Street analyst, like why was it such a sudden resignation? even though he's still on the top, right? So that's
Yeah.
what they're asking. Is it tradable? Absolutely. Disney's a nicely tradable stock, moves like, you know, $5-10. But looking at this chart, do you guys see any type of major pattern aside from the gap fill?
No.
I don't.
Triple bottom.
Franco, yeah, Franco's like direct, man. I like it. Yeah, I don't see anything, you know. It's like, what kind of pattern is this, man? This is like me going up with Franco in Miami, and we're going, you know, going back to the condo, you know, and our wives are calling us on the cell phone. All right, I mean, at 4 in the morning. I mean, it's like a drunken, goofy pattern. But saying all that, it's just like the gap fill is important. 126.2, it should bounce. If it falls into the gap, that means the stock is going to, you know, fall pretty hard. So I really don't see any pattern on this whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, just being straightforward. Okay. What any other? What was the other stock that I want to show you guys?
CLVS.
Which one? Oh, Clovis.
CLVS.
Clovis
Yes,
got
Clovis.
hammered today, man. My calls got hammered. Yeah, because they missed their earnings. However, here is the interesting part. Clovis is in my opinion, there was nothing wrong with their clinical trials or anything like that. It had to do with the fact that they make money. They're not supposed to make money. They're supposed to make good drugs, you know, clinical drugs. So CL right now, it is right at that flattish looking red line, which is my calls like were down on those things like roughly about 60. Well, I kept on buying like the cheap calls. I was down like about 56%, but from yesterday to today, those cheap calls were down about 78%. So so bottom line is that as long as it holds this level here, the stock should bounce, in my opinion. This is the, let's just put it this way. One second. Let me just get the pen. It is still, believe it or not, a cup and handle. But any break below this level here, which is probably like below 750, the stock falls into this very dangerous zone of falling further. I don't think so. I read up on the whole thing, like because I have both stock, and I did very well on the calls back and forth. I'm still buying the calls. I have the March 20th. What I'm most probably going to do in the next week or so is I'm going to move them out into April. Clovis is looked on. Clovis has a couple of big biotech conferences coming up, and I believe they're going to, you know, talk themselves up. As long as they don't have any big rejection on any one of their clinical trials, the stock is a fast mover. If the market wasn't this crappy, the stock was up to this morning, the stock was up to $9.35. So I look this as one of those, you know, flyers that I trade. Overall have done very well in it. And so far, technically not good, you know, hit 12. What was a beautiful move on that part, right? When it hit that thing. And then now here, so as long as it doesn't break below 746, I'm good to go. I'm still going to be a buyer of the cheap calls because the calls are cheap. So that's why I buy it. Ray, do you have any question? Never heard him. Okay, I don't think Ray likes me. All right, guys, listen, let's wrap up. It's 9:38. Futures are up 25. Wow, like that. Hopefully the Europeans don't come back drunk and start trading at 10 in the morning. I mean, sorry, 3 at night. I've been watching the show on Netflix. You know, it's this British series. I'm like, and you know, I finished this, take my dogs out, and I'm like, holy crap! It's 4 in the morning. I go to sleep, and then I look at my futures, like, whoa, you know, because the Europeans opened their markets and a bunch of dodos, you know, they like, oh, it started, you know, it was still going higher. So I'm binge watching this show, you know. So 1 second, okay. So here is where we are, right? So I told you that we can come down to 3,100, 3,093. That's a very big possibility. That's another 400 to 500 points. All right, guys. But saying all that, These things are what is exciting me. I repeat, this. So futures are up 25 points right now. What's the best we can do? Like the best, like, everything goes right. Coronavirus, we get an announcement from China saying, guess what? We have everything under control. Then the best we can do is 32.12. That's a lot. That's 450 to 460 points. Here is the next level. See, this is very easy to do. You just look at the last points at the market turner. Aldi, are you seeing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Just connect the levels where the last bounce came from or the last sell-off came from. You know what I'm saying? So right there, see, that was back on the 8th of January. So so we can move up to 31.82. My guess is that's where we'll end up within the next 48 hours. 31.82. And Z, quickly tell everyone that if that's 31.81, so that's 15. What's 15 points on the Dow?
That is 120.
Huh?
120.
120.
Yeah. Doesn't seem much, right? 120. So basically from where we are right now, 120, 150 points is what I'm expecting on the first move up. And if we really make a strong move up and this thing starts to turn, that's when I want to buy a bunch and hold it for a couple of days. Once these daily stochastics start to turn, I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for a long time, okay? Seriously. Once they start to turn, even the markets go back and forth, but boom, in 5 days, you're up a lot. So it hasn't turned yet. So let's see what happens. Once this turns, it's like buy, like that. But it hasn't done it yet. So, somebody give me, Z, give me a quick thing on how much the Dow Jones would be up if we got to 32.16. Let me do it myself too.
I think 920.
488.
I'm sorry, 32.16 minus, where are we right now? 31.54?
I think that's 488, approximately 500. Let's say that.
500. Thank you.
Approximately.
Yes. So basically, if we get up here, which was where we actually broke down the last major support on the 24th. Wow, it was yesterday. I'm telling you, now I'm losing my head because of these 1,800 point type of drops. Yeah. And this is the most important line that I want to show it to you before we wrap up tonight. The most important line is where all the hardcore long bullish funds and us who would like the market to go higher, not crash and die, want it to go is the 50-day moving average, right? Just the way I showed on my other chart. Where is the 50-day moving average? And somebody quickly give me a number. 3276 minus 3154 is 22 points, right? No, 32. What am I saying? 22 points.
120. It's 9676 on Dow. 976 for Dow Jones, approximately.
Thank you. Thank you.
1,000.
Yep. So if we can kiss the back end of the 50-day moving average, which in my opinion, we shall kiss the back end of the 50-day moving average. Why do I say it? The market has always done that. Now, once it hits that, doesn't mean it's supposed to break out. It could at that point crash again. But one way or the other, we will kiss the 32.45, which is this downward sloping yellow line, which is the 5-day moving average. That's the first move up. That's still a lot of money. And one way or the other, we're going to kiss the back end of the 50-day moving average. Guys, the market is a weird place. You guys have no idea. I'm just showing you what I've seen. I'm telling you. It's financial pornography. Okay, I hate saying that, but if anyone's offended, I'm sorry. All right, I'm telling you right now, this fall is so vicious. we're going to get at least a 50% retracement of this before the market decides, okay, it's going to fall again. And if that's the case, it's going to fall more. But we are going to get a 50% retracement. Now, somebody says, oh, how long? I don't know exactly. A couple of days, maybe a week. It's not going to be long. That's why I cannot short the market right now, not at these levels. Imagine the guys who are short right now and they're seeing futures up 25. They're going to get murdered in the morning unless the market falls again. God bless you all, guys. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.